And now it's time for why do Catholics do that? You ever seen or heard of Catholics doing or saying something and wondered, why do Catholics do that? Sometimes if you ask a Catholic why, their answer is, I don't know, we just do it. Or even, well, mom said so. If you have a question about why do Catholics do or say something, send it to us. Every week we'll try to answer a question. If it's a question that can be answered in 3 to 5 minutes, we'll include it in this segment. If it's too deep to answer in a few minutes, we'll deal with them in a full session. Remember, I'm somebody that if you ask me what time it is, I'll give you the history of the clock in order to make sure you've got the context. Dan M. asked, why do Catholics wear crucifixes? Well, Dan, for many people, it's a simple fashion accessory. But for others, there's a deeper meaning. There's always more. You asked about crucifixes. Many people wear crosses too. Yes, there is a difference. A cross is just that, the symbol of the cross. A crucifix is also a symbol of the cross, but includes Christ on the cross. There's more to that story too. For Catholics, the crucifix is more than a symbol. It's a sacramental. A sacramental is an object or picture that helps us to remember the love and mercy of Christ. For the first 300 years in the history of the church, the cross was a sign of scandal and danger. During this period, Christians had to deal with waves of repression, oppression, and persecution. Wearing a cross could be an invitation to be arrested. There were also times when Christians were required by the government to wear a cross to mark them for ridicule and persecution. Kind of like when the Nazis forced the Jews to wear the Star of David in the years leading up to the concentration camps. This changed in the year 312 with Constantine. Constantine was fighting a civil war to gain the throne. Before an important battle, he saw a vision of the cross in the sky. Next to the cross, he saw the words, In hoc signo vinces, by this sign thou shalt conquer. Constantine ordered his troops to paint the cross on their shields and banners. He won the battle and the throne. Later, he converted to Christianity, and in 313, he issued the Edict of Milan, which legalized Christianity. From that point on, the cross and crucifix were public displays of faith for Christians and for churches. During the Renaissance, artists began to paint Christ on the cross, and Christians began wearing them to remind themselves of the sacrifice and love of Christ. During the Protestant Reformation, many Protestants began wearing simple crosses without Christ. It's kind of as a sign to being distinct from the Catholic Church, but to recall also the risen Christ. So now, Dan, I'll actually answer your question. We wear crucifixes to recall the love and sacrifice of Christ. We wear a simple cross to recall that Christ conquered death and rose again. Both are acceptable, both are true. So if you have a question about why Catholics do or say something, send it to us. Every week we'll try to answer that question, and if it's something that we can answer in 3 or 4 minutes, we'll try to include it in this section. So in the meantime, thanks for watching. My name is Dave, and I'm not in charge.